Coming up, we have your April 2023 Las Vegas real estate market update.
In today's market update, we are going to talk about how homeowners are becoming accidental landlords. We're going to talk about how the inventory and the lack of it is really propping the real estate market up, and a lot more. Hey everyone, I'm Steve.
And I'm Kristen.
We are the Thomas Group with Real Broker, your local Las Vegas and Henderson Realtors, here today to bring you your April 2023 Las Vegas real estate market update. So where are we today, Kristen?
We are in an exciting new development in the southwest of Las Vegas called Uncommons.
What is this?
Yeah.
What is this place that we're in?
It is really neat. It's a 40-acre, $400 million development that's a mixed-use space. So they really wanted to create a concept that was, living, working, playing, all in one spot. And it's really incredible what they're doing. And it's going to change the whole southwest.
Yeah, 100%. And what surprised me about when we first moved here, because Kristen's originally from Michigan, and when we drove down here 10 years ago, I was amazed at how much land was still out in the southwest, and there's still a huge amount of land out here, which makes me think that buying properties out here like close to this area might be a potentially like decent investment. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think so too. And there's already some really great established communities out here. I mean, Rhodes Ranch is about 7 minutes away. I totally agree. I think this is really going to help increase the value of all the homes around here.
Yeah, and they've got like studios and apartments like here within the Uncommons that people can rent and stuff. But I think in terms of like a mixed use workspace and like living environment, there's not really anything like this anywhere close by, is there?
I mean, the district has some condos in it. It's really cool. I mean, they're still working on opening everything here, but it's really taken the idea of what we kind of have out in the suburbs and elevated it.
Yeah.
They brought a lot of like celebrity chefs out to do, it's like a high-end food court called the Sundry. So there's a lot of celebrity chefs that are opening up little restaurants in there. I just got a $15 superfood smoothie.
Kristen has more money than sense.
Yeah, but they wrote me a little
your name on it. Yeah. Wow.
It's all organic superfood. They're definitely appealing to a certain demographic, young. What's cool is it's right between Summerlin and Henderson. And if you're not familiar, you don't live out here yet, there's a big divide. You live in Summerlin, I live in Henderson, we'll never see each other. Or like, where do we put an office space? But this is great because it's right in the middle. So it's a great meeting spot for everyone around the valley.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it develops. They've got loads of like little restaurants, and although it still looks like it's so very much in development.
Yeah.
That food court that we just popped was really busy.
It was really busy.
Like everyone was sitting outside, and families and young people and everyone in between. So definitely come out and check out the Uncommons in the southwest if you're looking for something like this.
One more thing I want to mention really quick. There's the new Stations Casino, Durango Casino, going up right across the street too. So again, tons of development out here. It's super exciting.
Absolutely. So should we get into the numbers? What's been happening in the market?
Let's do it, yes. So let's start with our single family home statistics. The median sales price last month was $425,000. So we've really seen that stagnate over the past couple months.
Yeah.
Yep, it's the same. We're down 7.6% from the same time last year, but we were pretty much at the peak last year. From the actual peak, we're down 11.8% for the median sales price. But I think personally we're gonna cruise on. Hope we might even see that the prices start to kick up a little bit.
The average price increased, right?
Let's talk about that. Yeah, the average price was up 5% from the previous month. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, we've been telling you guys for months and months and months, literally months, 6 months maybe, that what's happening in the real estate market is so heavily predicated upon inventory and interest rates that we've been telling you that we think that the bottom has been out, right? For those people that are like, the bottom's not, we've still got plenty more depreciation to have. Doesn't look like it, my friends, because there's just no homes for sale, and we're going to talk about that shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the units sold. We sold 2,361 single family homes last month, up 37% from the previous month, down 30% about from the same time last year.
Can we just pause on that 1 second? because that's a number that I want people to pay attention to, because what that signifies is demand.
Yeah.
Demand, right? Over 30% more homes sold last month than the previous month. And this, guys, is when we've got interest rates in the 6s.
Yeah.
Right? So there's still demand, as Kristen said in our last market update video. She sees the demand at 6, she sees the demand at 7. And, you know, it's not just us making up these facts, like the data proves it, right?
It really does. Yeah, and we're going to see similar things happening next month. Our pending sales for single family homes are up 1.5% from the previous month, so the demand is still there. And you really quick, you touched on interest rates. In case you're not following, interest rates, they kind of peaked at about 7, and then now they're back down into the low 6s. So there is all this pent up demand for this. And I know a lot of people are like, who can afford these houses, right? Who can afford a $700,000 house out of the Las Vegas wage? But I know that people are severely underestimating all of the influx of residents that we're getting here.
Yeah, big time. And we've said it in multiple videos that the proximity to California is really helps Las Vegas, right? Because there's a heck of a huge amount of people that are leaving California for various reasons. And that's really helping stabilize the economy a certain amount, along with no inventory.
Yeah, and I mean, it's people from all walks of life. You may have seen Steve recently on $1 Million Listing, but on that show, they were selling up terra firma up in McDonald Highlands that are what, 10 to 15, million, and all of, there's demand up there. There's demand in the 500,000s for people coming from California. And these people, they have money, they've sold their property maybe. So it's just something that, I mean, we talk about it a lot, but I don't want people to forget that that's really what is supporting our real estate market.
Yeah, absolutely. I just put a house on the market. I was telling you about this just an hour ago. I just put a house on the market, $575,000 with a pool in North Las Vegas. I just put it on the market last night, 24 hours ago. I've already had 4 offers on it. I've got like 9 showings scheduled today. And this is happening throughout the market, you guys. And Kristen's going to talk about inventory in a second, but it's a seller's market again.
It's a seller's market. Yeah, I mean, well, since we're on that fact, I have had people asking, are multiple offers coming back? And they are.
Yeah.
Not on every property. If the house has been sitting, it's not updated, whatever. If it's move-in ready, updated, in a desirable area, multiple offers.
Yeah, fresh, clean, updated, you get multiple offers.
Some appraisal waivers again too, right?
Yep, I criticised the appraisers pretty heavily the other month, and it looks like they listened to me because I haven't had any other appraisal issues since then. And some of the properties have actually been appraising with equity. So, the buyers are starting with a little bit of cash in the, in the pocket, essentially.
Yeah. All right, exciting stuff. Well, let's take a look at inventory, which is really, you talked about, is a very important factor. There were 4,196 single-family homes available for sale last month. That's down 10% from the previous month.
Inventory shrinking, right?
Yeah. It's up 110% from the same time last year, but we had like no inventory last year.
Right.
Let's talk about new listings really fast. It's another really important factor. The number of new listings went up 14% from the previous month, but that clearly wasn't enough to keep up with the demand. But again, we talked about this in our last video. This is a huge problem all across the country because who's going to move when you have a 3% interest rate?
Great point. And can I just piggyback off of that?
Piggyback away.
Because this is what a lot of people don't realize is homeowners are now becoming accidental landlords, right? Now, let me explain what I mean by that. For someone that's got a 3% mortgage, let's take ourselves because we're a good example, right? We bought our house a few years ago. We got a 3% loan. Our mortgage is about $3,500 a month, something like that. What is it?
$3,000 a month. He doesn't pay it, so that's why.
All right, our mortgage is $3,000 a month, but we could probably rent our house out for what? $7,000-8,000 maybe?
Maybe.
Right, on the high end, we've got a nice house, but this is just, I'm sharing this with you because this has happened throughout the whole of the market. Homeowners that have got low interest rates on their homes that don't need to sell their home to buy another one are renting their homes out, and they're using that cash flow from their rental property to offset the payment on their next mortgage. And what's this doing? Causing an even further shrinkage in the inventory.
Yeah.
So which is, you know, essentially creating more demand and putting upwards price pressure on all of the properties within every different sort of type of real estate, right?
Yeah.
Single families, condos, townhomes, luxury market as well. Like it applies. So I think that's something that a lot of people aren't factoring in, and they're waiting for just an influx of houses to hit the market. And we've been saying for ages, like, we just don't see where or how that's going to happen. And I don't see that it's going to change anytime now. Like those buyers that purchased now in like January and February, when most other people were nervous, actually got the best deals possible, because all of those buyers got
closing
costs,
rate buy down.
I mean, got everything. Like you were in the driving seat. So that's gone. I had a lot of offers this morning that come on that property I was telling you about, and a lot of them were asking for closing costs. And I've been reaching out to those agents saying, you haven't got a chance. If you're asking for closing costs, you no chance. You're going to need to be more aggressive with your offer. And as Kristen said, multiple offers are back. And I've been in multiple offer situations recently where fortunately we've got our offers won and accepted, because we're good agents, we need a good agent hirers. But I'm just sharing this to kind of paint a picture of the reality, because I know there's a lot of YouTubers and real estate agents out there that sell fear, right? And they're selling clickbaity type videos. The real estate market's crashing, new construction homes down in the dumps, right? It's like I'm not going to talk any more about this, but these people are selling fear. I'm just trying to bring to you the reality of what's happening in this market, so that if you're entering in as a buyer or a seller, you're prepared, right?
Right, yeah, whether you work with us or not. I know people hate real estate agents, and you comment like, oh, why are you gonna trust the real estate agents? You think we wanna sell you an overpriced home and then have it crash? Like, that's the last thing we want, you know? Like, we care about our clients like you're our family. So anyway, let's move on, talk a little bit more about the months of inventory, which really just show that it's a seller's market. We're at 1.8 months of inventory.
Yeah. 6 months is what we call a balanced market, right? That never favors the buyer or a seller. 1.8 months is very, very heavily favoring the seller. Now, of course, this is an overall market, you know, months of inventory, and it will differ dependent on community to community. But from what I've been seeing now throughout basically the whole of the market, it's following those trends. It's basically a seller's market all over town.
Yeah, it is. And you know, if you are going to need closing cost assistance and such, you know, we really want to be targeting homes that have been on the market for a long time. Like Steve said, if it's a brand new listing, it's remodeled, it's fresh, no chance.
Yeah,
no chance.
But the problem with those homes that have been on the market for a long time is they're generally not the ones that people want to buy, because they need new flooring, new paint, new countertops, you know, updating, and now, you know, people are adding that on, right? Like there's 5,000, there's 10,000, there's blah blah blah, and then those properties just end up sitting. So yeah, if you're a seller out here in town and you've got you know, an updated, nice, clean, fresh house in a desirable area, contact us. Love to give you a free valuation on what we think it could sell for in this market, as well as a time frame. So find all of our info on the thomasgrouplv.com if you need more info.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and let's take a look at the condo and townhome numbers. The median sales price last month was $260,000. That bumped up 2% from the previous month, and we're down only 3.7% from the same time last year.
Wow.
We're down 8.8% from our all-time high, which was $285,000. So I imagine we'll get back up there not too long. There were 601 sales last month, up 33.6% from the previous month. We knew that was coming because we saw the pending sales, right? Down 36% from last year. Pending sales for condo and townhomes are up about 6.5%. So the demand is still there.
Yeah, so
moving into next month.
We're going to see that reflected in the numbers next month also, right?
Exactly. There were 1,103 condos and townhomes to choose from on the market. That's down 4.5% from the previous month, and up a whole bunch from last year when we had absolutely nothing. But again, we're seeing that inventory shrink.
Yeah.
New listings were up almost 20% from the previous month, and down 20.7% from the same time last year. So, I mean, will all of those new listings keep up with demand? Don't know.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. We're also at 1.8 months of inventory for condos and townhomes, so same as the single family market.
Yeah, I've seen the condo and townhome market really active also recently, so it's an interesting time. That's for sure. Like, where do you see the next quarter going?
I'm praying and hoping that we kind of just stay steady. You know, it seems like inventory's shrinking, but you know, I'm hoping that we kind of just coast. Where do you think we're headed?
I'd probably agree with you.
Yeah.
I probably agree with you. No one's got a crystal ball, so nobody knows. But I think that all of the indicators are pointing towards interest rates maybe going a little bit lower, right? There's been talks of a recession for the last year or so, and the Fed's now talking about, or there's talk about the Fed halting the rate increases, which, you know, although that doesn't have a direct effect on real estate mortgage interest rates,
as a corollary
it kind of does, yeah, it kind of does. And if you follow the 10-year Treasury, which is the best guide to give you an indicator of where mortgage prices are going, 10-year Treasury has been falling again. So I think that with falling interest rates as we heat into the summer, I don't anticipate a huge amount of inventory coming. So I think that we're actually going to start getting, you know, maybe like 5-6% appreciation by the end of the year. You know, maybe a couple of points like here and there every single month.
I think it's going to be super dependent on what happens with the economy, you know, in terms of people, if they're maintaining their jobs and whatnot. It's just, it's so uncertain. It's so uncertain.
But the problem is the economy still looks strong, right?
I know.
Right? So, yeah, it's an interesting time. What we always recommend to all of our is don't try and plan or forecast for what might happen. Just look at the current situation, right? And if you can manage your mortgage payment at the rate that it is now, and it goes down in the future, great, right? Refinance and save yourself some money, but don't be pocket poor, house rich.
I've only ever heard the house poor. I never heard the whole saying before. Today I learned.
Well, it's not house poor, it's house rich.
House rich. Got it. I didn't learn.
So awesome. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, we would absolutely love to help. We offer free, no hassle, no pressure consultations. You can find out all of our information on our website, thethomasgrouplv.com. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again.